Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Chronicle video. And today we have our first look at the characters coming in part 2 of the anniversary, and along with that, a brand new familiar event ranking mode. Yes, they've confirmed that there is going to be a slight change to the Familiar Festival that we're going to be getting in part 2, and I want to talk about it because it's kind of bringing back a couple of things from Danmachi into this game, and along with that as well, we're going to break down, of course, the new characters. I think that's the first thing we'll tackle in this video, and I want to talk about what they could potentially do, how good they could be, and of course, whether or not you should be summoning for them. Now, keep in mind, we don't have kit details about them just yet. I do think now that they've announced them, tomorrow we should be getting information about what they will do in, a small video format, not the numbers or anything, but at least details about what they will do in terms of a general kit design. So definitely look forward to that. Get subscribed if you want to see more content. And of course, if you guys are wondering where the reaction video is for episode 3 and 4 for Danmachi season 1, that will be coming out later today. I mentioned it in a community post that unfortunately I've been hit with some copyright strikes, not strikes per se, but copyright claims, and unfortunately on the video that I've recorded already. So I'm trying to see if I can edit it and kind of still upload it, or if I'll have to re-record the entire thing and try and figure out something there. So be on the lookout for that as well. But yes, if you enjoyed this video as well, remember to leave a like, and of course let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below as well about the brand new characters and the Familiar Festival. Now let's take a look at, first and foremost, the brand new characters coming to Danmachi Memoria Chronicles' second part of the first anniversary. Now, of course, we already knew this was going to happen. We already knew the characters. I just wanted to kind of build it up, acting as if it's going to be something different. It's not. It's literally just Harmonia and Aphrodite. But what we do know about them now, and officially we have confirmation that they are going to be a support type unit. Now, of course, because of the battle pass, a lot of us were thinking potentially they could be speed, right? Even though, like a couple of people in my comments said, it doesn't necessarily always correlate. Like when Golden Time came out, they dropped a speed type thing, basically a speed type scene card basically in the battle pass, and speed like fragments and stuff. But of course, the unit that released around that time was, of course, Wealth, right? The primary unit that released was Wealth, of course, as well. And, it's happened later on as well, where, an attacker unit is released, but they dropped a, support scene card or a defense scene card. So it doesn't necessarily have to match, but the idea was that it's possible that they might have wanted to go for speed so that, it could link well with Harmonia and Aphrodite if they were a speed type unit. Now, of course, the names of the units is Rare Strong Songstress Harmonia and the Alluring Venus Aphrodite. Now, of course, we don't have any confirmation on what element they will be. One thing to note is that more or less elements don't really matter overall when it comes to support units. Of course, they can be they can play a big factor, elements that is, in support units, right? If we take a look at some of the support units, if we filter it by support, there we go. So if we filter it by support, right, you can see that some units, like for example Lafia, has water damage increase, right? Haruhime as well at MLB, or Max Awakening, I should say. MLB, I'm thinking of Danmachi now all of a sudden. At Max Awakening, she gets a 30% wind damage increase, right? And so on and so forth. So there is a level of, I suppose, importance on that front, assuming she does get elemental damage on her support ability, which, by the way, I will say already, I do think she's going to be a buffer, not a debuffer. I mean, we already have Asfi as well, right, who is effectively a sort of like debuffer basically, right? I mean, if you take a look what she does, she basically debuffs the enemy, reduces strength, magic, crit rate, inflicts poison, reduces her damage, increases damage received by enemy. So while Asfi already has that sort of thing basically going for her, right, as a debuffer, she is the only support unit that truly debuffs the enemy properly and fully, completely, and that's the only purpose she has. Whereas a unit like, say for example, Haruhime, Lafia, Ahmed, these are all buffers. So I don't think Harmonia is going to be any different to them. I think she's going to be a buffer as well. I think she's going to be buffing up our units, and I think there's a very good chance that she could power creep Haruhime and be effectively a Haru plus plus, basically. Sort of like how in Danmimo we used to have, of course, the different Haruhimes that would just keep replacing one another effectively, right? I think it's going to be the same thing here, but Harmonia is going to be the one taking Haruhime's spot. Now, I'm not gonna really sit here and say like, you know, she's gonna be absolutely insane or anything of that sort, because on, you know, with Belle's release we've found out that Belle is great. Don't get me wrong, Wind Belle is great, right? But they're definitely sort of holding back a little bit, you know. It feels like just a teeny tiny bit compared to you know, what they could have done with Wind Belle, right? A lot of people will say like, you know, Earth Belle is better, Wind Belle is better, but to be honest, that shouldn't have been the case whatsoever at all, you know. I think it should have been Wind Belle outright dominates the game, basically. These are what anniversary units are supposed to do. But that's not what happened, and in one way I'm kind of okay with that. You know, if a half anniversary unit is still doing fine, I think that's absolutely a-okay with me, because that is still an anniversary unit, you could say, right? So I'm not really gonna blame people for, you know, saying one or the other is better, but I still would have hoped that we would have seen the power creep. So, but what I'm trying to come to, and my point being, is that I don't know if we should expect the same from Harmonia and that she should blow the water out of all the other supports, or we should temper our expectations a little bit, because this Haruhime is still probably the best supporting unit in the game by far and away. The general damage increase she gives, damage reduction, burn application, special move cooldown. I mean, there's just a lot going on with this Haruhime. So Harmonia has a lot to cover. I think, in all honesty, the best thing that she could do is probably, I mean, if we want to go really perfect with Harmonia, right, make her a blend of both a buffer and debuffer, and don't do, oh, jack of all trades, master of nothing. Let her be a master of everything. Let her cook. Let her get some insane debuffs and buffs, and let her cook. Why not do something like that? Like, for example, just give us like, oh, 40% damage increase or 45% damage increase, and then inflicts a 45% damage received counter to the enemy as well. So that way basically we deal more damage to the enemy because their damage received has increased. That's going to be very, very important, especially for what I'm going to talk about later on in this video regarding the Familia event. That is going to be super significant. So doing something like that, I think, will be amazing. Along with that, what I'd like to see potentially in terms of her skills and stuff, right? Healing ability, I would like a bit of HP regen. I wouldn't mind HP regen. It doesn't have to be a full heal. If it's even an HP regen, I think that would be super nice, and as well. But also along with that, I wouldn't mind a bit of both buff and debuffing abilities as well. Give us a little bit of strength and magic, of course, right? Especially with Wind Belle, so indexed to STR, right? Having STR from Harmonia as well will be absolutely insane for him. And then, of course, along with that, giving us a bit of magic as well will help a lot as well. Nonetheless, you know, in terms of just dealing, you know, getting extra damage out of that stat as well, right? I think endurance debuffing as well on the skills would be nice. Again, what I'm trying to go for is something like that. That would be a nice blend. It doesn't have to do everything, but has to do some things. Though I will say this, take away the, actually, I would say take away the strength and magic and endurance, and keep it so that it's special move and technique cooldown reduction on the skills, I would say. I think that would help a lot, especially if the ultimate is going to be the uber powerful ultimate that we need to have at all times. Giving her something where she can reduce her cooldown heavily, so similar to how Haruhime does, I think would be amazing. So obviously I'm just looking at Haruhime right now to see what she does, right? But if you take a look at Lafia, right, she's able to obviously give HP recovery as well, but on her second skill she gives magic to all units for 10 seconds. Her special move gives a water damage, general damage increase, HP regen, gives you the you know, Realis drops or item drops basically, which is basically a 1% bonus to magic stats, can be stacked up to 10 times. I think that would be also fine as well. A very underrated unit, by the way, is this Cassandra. She has the reduces endurance ability as well, and gives movement speed as well. So if they take a lot of stuff from all of these units and kind of blend it together and give it to Harmonia, I think that would be fantastic. Honestly, that would be amazing. Now when it comes to the assist side for support, I don't know. There's not that many insane ones, I would say. Obviously, Mia gives a team-wide heal, which is not bad at all. Gareth is a bit of a weird one. He actually deals damage and gives a magic boost as well, which isn't bad at all. So that wouldn't be too bad either if Aphrodite ends up being a damage-dealing assist, to be honest. But I think if she ends up becoming a debuffer assist, I think that would be amazing. I think we do need more debuffer assists in the sense of reducing endurance, increasing damage received and stuff, right? Because, of course, we have units like Ryu here, who's able to reduce strength and decrease movement speed. I think we have also Loki and Valentine's Bell, Summer Loki and Valentine's Bell, who also reduces speed and stuff, right? But we need more other things, right? I think the last time we got a damage received increasing assist, I think if I recall correctly, was it was on a DPS assist, unfortunately. So I don't know if we'll get it on a support assist, but hopefully we do. It was this summer Mikoto, if I recall correctly. I don't think any other assist since then has done anything like that. Lily, no, wait. Eyes did as well. I forgot. Wedding Eyes also did. So we have gotten that in some recent units, but I'd like to see other units also receive that, or support assists receive that, because the way we play the game right now, right? If you look at any of our teams, right? I mean, if I go over to event and go into my ranking event team, for example, the team that I use in my familiar event, right? Well, I'm running Hermes right now for the special move gauge thing, but usually I would run like Freya, or I'd run Lafia or something just to deal some damage, you know? And so for me personally, what I would really like for them to do is to basically, I feel like what they should do is basically allow us to get a little bit more damage from the support assist, and that way, you know, they can also be both support assists and stuff and blend well together and all. I think that would be a little bit better. But y'all can let me know what you guys think of both Aphrodite and Harmonia. What you guys would like to see from them? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, one thing to note before we carry on is also we've done the cooperation mission as well. We've already surpassed the total that they wanted us to get, so they've added a new one, which is 300,000 matches. So good luck with that. We'll definitely get it. I don't think we won't get it. But now we move on to Diva Harmonia Part 2, which of course is featuring 2 ranking battles just like we did this time around. Now that we know how Part 1 worked, I would assume Part 2 is going to be the exact same, where the rewards are going to be split across both ranking events, which I think is stupid in my opinion. But the first ranking event is exactly the same as Part 1's first ranking event, which I'm very annoyed about, but I can't really necessarily say that they should have changed it right now, because it's so late, you know, things are already set in stone for you know, the plans for the anniversary and stuff, and they probably haven't even had a chance to read the surveys. I really hope they read the surveys, because this total points ranking event thing, where how many points you can collect over the period and there's no limit and stuff, is frustrating as hell, man. It's frustrating as all hell. So we'll wait and see, but I think it's going to be the exact same. The second one is what I'm more excited about, and this is where I think we're gonna see potentially effectively a bit of Don Mimo in this game, and this has been something I've been begging for, you know, in terms of replacing MSS, to be honest. The second type is a new mode of the Familiar Festival, where all your familiar members will compete to be I'll reread the statement. The new mode of the Familiar Festival, where all members of your Familiar will compete based on the highest damage achieved. So effectively what this is going to be is you're going to go into the run, you're going to just deal as much damage as possible on the enemy, and effectively the total of that damage will be added to your total, your personal score. You have to just receive the highest damage in that run. That'll be your score, and effectively all your other familiar members will have to do the same thing, and then your total scores will be combined together, similar to what it is right now in terms of totaling the score up. But instead of it being based on how many enemies you defeat, this is based on how much damage you deal. Very Record Buster like, of course, right? I hope that there's also a bonus for surviving the entire fight. Again, that's something that Mimo also had, right? Where if you survived all 15 turns, you'd get basically a bonus score effectively. The longer you lasted, the more score you got. So I think that would be amazing, honestly. I think it would be amazing. I really hope, again, this is something that they incorporate even in the solo player mode. And like I said, it should be something in arena. I think an individual ranking event based on that, replacing MSS, would be amazing. Just change the boss every single season or something and you'd be fine. Honestly, you'd be absolutely fine. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.